students, Navid sir here, and today we are going to clear the complications. We are going to learn and then we are going to clear the complications of producer surplus and consumer surplus when it comes to a market equilibrium. So there were some questions asked from some of the students. So here today you will receive the answer and you all will receive an assignment regarding this. It will be the part 2 of market equilibrium, producer and consumer surplus. Now we all know what is a market equilibrium, right? Again and again, think it's the third time I am just explaining what is market equilibrium, the interaction of both the consumers and producers during a particular time period. Now a consumer, he is willing to pay any price to consume that particular product, right? Even there are some consumers, children, they want to pay a higher price to consume that particular product. They always carry a bit higher, an amount which is a bit higher, right? And when they go and when they ask for the price, it's lower than the amount they carry with them, right? Just assume that you all have 1,000 rupees with you all. You all go for a particular restaurant. You have in your mind to spend the 1,000 rupee on a pizza or on a burger or whatever it is. But when you inquire the price, the particular waiter, he says it's 500 rupees. Now it gives you a relief, isn't it? You were willing to spend up to 1,000 rupees, but you are supposed to spend only 500. So then you will be having a balance, right, which is 500 rupees with you. Simply, that's what we call consumer surplus. Consumer surplus is the difference, children, is the difference between the maximum price which you are willing to pay, the maximum price where your demand becomes zero, and the difference between the maximum price and the equilibrium price will be known as the consumer surplus. It will always be above the equilibrium price, consumer surplus, because the demand curve belongs to the consumer, right? So the triangle which is above the equilibrium represents the consumer surplus area. So again and again, what's the definition? The difference between the maximum price and the equilibrium price, the market price, is what we call consumer surplus. Now we all know how to measure the value of a triangle, right? Simple, you all know that, simple. It's half into base into height. It's half into base into height, right? So half, the base will be children, the base will be the equilibrium quantity over here. The base will be the equilibrium quantity. And what's the height? The height will be the difference between the equilibrium price and the maximum price. The height will be the equilibrium price and the maximum price. Let's assume the equilibrium is $10 and the maximum price is 30. Then what's the difference over here? What's the height over here? The height is equal to 20. Let's assume the equilibrium quantity is 100. So the base becomes 100 as well, because from 0 to 100 the base is 100. Let's do the math. So the consumer surplus of this entire product is $1,000, right? This is how you measure. Again and again, children, what is consumer surplus, right? The difference between the maximum price which you are willing to pay for the product and the equilibrium price, right? So the calculation, the formula would be half into base into height. and the consumer surplus area will always be above the equilibrium. Okay, now we are moving towards the producer surplus now. Now there are producers in any economy, there are producers, children, who are even willing to sell that particular product at a very lower price, right? Assume that you have a certain product, you don't know the market price, right? You just go to the market. In your mind, you just want to make sure that you are covering the cost of production. That means you are willing to cover, you are willing to sell above 2, at least you are willing to sell at 3 or 4 or 5, right? A small quantity. But when you go to the market, children, the market price is 10. So you were willing to sell for at least $2, but exactly you are selling it for $10. How much is the difference? 8. 8 is your surplus as a producer. Isn't it an advantage? Yes, it's an advantage. Producer surplus is always, that's what the word surplus means, children, the surplus you gain, right? Producer surplus is the difference between the minimum price which the producers are expecting to sell and the real price they sell it for, right? The same equation. Now over here, the producer surplus area is being represented by the triangle which is below the equilibrium, because the supply curve always belongs to the producer. So it is below the equilibrium. The triangle below the equilibrium. Likewise, same formula, producer surplus equals half into base into height. Half into base into height. What's the base over here? Same. The base will be the equilibrium quantity, right? What's the height? Now, the height for consumer surplus was the difference between the maximum price and the market equilibrium price. The producer surplus, the height would be the difference between the minimum price and the market equilibrium price. Minimum price and the market equilibrium price. Base will be the equilibrium quantity. What's the minimum price which he is willing to sell it for? Just 2, right? The difference is 8. He sells it for 10. So he gets a surplus of 8. So the height would be 8. 8 into 100, 800 into half, it's $400. It's $400. It's $400, children, right? So this is consumer surplus and this is producer surplus, right? And the total sum of producer surplus and consumer surplus is equal to economic surplus, the entire economic surplus, right? Now you all have activities to do. I have given you all. Now I am erasing this and I am coming up with a new thing. What if the government imposes a tax? Over here we discussed about taxes, children, right? When a tax is imposed, it straight away reflects on the suppliers. The suppliers will shift the supply curve to the left. Supply curve. This is the new market price now. This is the new market price, right? This market price was cancelled and this is the new market price. So this will be the new consumer surplus area after taxes, right? And you all know the producer has to pay the entire tax amount, right? The consumer's tax amount and the producer's tax amount. So this will be the government's tax revenue, which you all know, right? The government's tax revenue. We know this, that's why I'm just going through just to teach the producer surplus. And the triangle below here, the entire triangle below here, now it represents producer surplus. This is consumer surplus. Then this particular triangle, which you will get to know in the future, is what we call, right? This is what we call the DWL, the dead weight loss or social cost, which you all will understand, right? Don't worry, this is just a recap, right? So the main point is, it's not about the DWL or the social cost. The main point is to identify the consumer surplus and the producer surplus when the government intervenes, when a tax is imposed or when a subsidy is being granted by the government, right? So this is it. I will give you all exercises. Regarding this. There are lots of things to be done with proper curves, proper shapes. So learn this thoroughly. I have given you all just to test your knowledge in producer surplus and consumer surplus. Then I will move myself into taxes, right guys? So learn very well, do the questions, stay safe, stay home.